Welcome to week 3 of Marketing 300. Now that we've focused on your target market and buyer persona, you need to adjust the components of your marketing mix strategy to meet the needs better than your competition. By understanding how to solve the problem better and optimizing your product, place, price, and promotion strategies, you can now improve your company's competitive positioning and profitability. To get your product to stand out in a crowded market, I want to discuss what's referred to as competitive positioning and how you need to develop a unique selling proposition, or USP, that resonates with your customer. I'm going to highlight several tools that can assist you in this process and provide you with resources attached to this video that can provide more information and guidance. To begin developing your product's unique selling proposition, you must first gain an understanding of the competitive playing field and what the company can do best to create that competitive advantage. You need to assess the strengths of the company and how can they leverage opportunities in the marketplace. A SWOT analysis provides insight into the strengths and weaknesses of a company and the opportunities and threats occurring in the environment in which the company participates. The opportunities identified are viewed as areas of growth available in the marketplace. The analysis begins by reviewing the external factors in the marketplace that can impact the company's chance of success. These external factors are where a company has little to no control and can include opportunities like megatrends, such as the onset of baby boomers, or also include threats, such as the availability of required supplies, government regulations, or customer preferences. These opportunities and threats can even include what your competitors are doing. Looking internally at a company's strengths and weaknesses begins to build a model where you can effectively capitalize on the strengths based on the identified opportunities and mitigate any negative impact due to potential threats or internal weaknesses within the company. Building a strategy that is fortified using a company's strengths and core competencies can help create a competitive advantage that competitors will find difficult to replicate. Once you complete the SWOT analysis, you can begin to determine the best competitive positioning strategy. There are two options you can choose from. You can either be the lowest cost provider or provide some benefit that the competitor product doesn't provide that the customer values. If you're not the low-cost producer in the industry, you must create additional value in your product to further differentiate it from the competition. Building a differentiation strategy can be anything from the product itself, such as an additional feature function, or other benefits such as after-sales service, warranties, or better customer care. The important thing is that a customer must perceive value in these added components and be willing to pay a higher price. In the textbook on page 23, it reviews how Southwest Airlines can offer lower fares due to its no-frill way of doing business using this low-cost provider strategy. This gives Southwest a higher load factor or greater economy of scale. What the text doesn't review is also Southwest's key management of other costs, such as only providing one type of aircraft, a Boeing 727. This provides reduced pilot training, service employee training, and maintenance costs. It also purchases options on plane fuel to minimize any increases in fuel costs and stabilizing their cost structure. These are company strengths that are difficult to quickly replicate by competitors. Southwest customer service level is one of the top in the industry due to their staff training and helps further differentiate them from competition. All of these factors provide both lower costs of doing business and higher customer satisfaction ratings, two primary components of being successful in this highly competitive and tight margin airline industry. Any airline that tries to compete with Southwest must charge the same rates to remain competitive. However, with a higher cost structure, their profits will be reduced. If an airline wants to make the same profit as Southwest, they must charge a higher price and thereby becoming uncompetitively priced in the market, resulting in selling fewer fares and declining market share. So if you're not the lowest cost company in the industry, you have to differentiate your product and provide added value to the consumer. You can do this by providing a solution that solves the problem better than any other company. Building a competitive positioning map is a great way to identify possible areas within the market for a new, unique product. This is why having a good understanding of your target market and the problem they have is crucial. If you know the attributes of the problem you're solving, you can then build a competitive positioning map to identify potential gaps for opportunities within the industry. If you can identify the two critical areas of success, you can use each as an axis on your chart to map out how competition currently addresses each of these. However, in many cases where senior executives are asked to map the positions of their company's brands, they frequently overestimate their benefits of their product and underestimate those of their competitors. In Toyota's case, they were looking for a car that addressed the needs for better fuel economy. They were also looking for a car that performed well. Building a perceptual map with two axes based on fuel economy and Consumer Reports road test scores, you can then begin to plot where the competition products fall on this chart. It becomes apparent that there was a large gap in the graph for a car that was very fuel efficient and received high road test scores. This was the birth of the Toyota Prius. This market continues to grow, and the Mustang just released a car that's 100% electric and can go from 0 to 60 in less than 4 seconds. To compete with the low-cost provider in the industry, you must educate your target market on the added value your product provides over competition. Only then can you demand a higher price for your product that the consumer is willing to pay for. If you can add additional features to your product that a consumer doesn't value, then you're going to get what's called stuck in the middle, where providing a product that no one's interested in and therefore will not be willing to pay the higher price. This puts a squeeze on your profit margins and eventually puts the company out of business. So let's now look at how Lululemon has effectively positioned itself in the competitive athletic apparel industry that has allowed it to charge substantially higher prices while becoming one of the most profitable companies in the space. Looking at Lululemon's SWOT analysis, we can begin to see where their competitive advantage comes from. All of the companies in the industry deal with the same opportunities and threats, but Lululemon has developed a strategy which they refer to as a power of three to capitalize on growing opportunities of fitness apparel growth, improved guest experiences, and increase in self-care products. Their social media strategies and e-marketing also leverage this opportunity of this growing e-retail market. They position themselves as a unique player by having a clear understanding of their target market's needs and have developed patented fabrics that meet these needs better than their competition. Their product design and quality are top in the industry. Their weakness, however, is based on their overdependence on the U.S. market, where they currently have 65% of their stores. They also have a dependency on one third-party supplier that could become a problem if they cannot meet their product demands or have issues in their manufacturing. The other major threat is the competitive pressures from the other boutique yoga apparel retailers and the influx of counterfeit products. Lululemon's done a good job over the last 2 or 3 years addressing many of the weaknesses they once struggled with during the early years of their company. They have now identified better than any other fitness apparel niche market player the importance of building their brand through community involvement and providing a customer experience both in and outside of their dedicated retail stores. I will discuss how they've used their promotional strategy to reach the target market better than their competitors for less money during our discussion on branding and promotions. Similar to Southwest Airlines' example, Lululemon has developed a competitive position by reducing costs in important areas such as distribution, retailing, and marketing, but invested in making their products more competitive through stylish and high-performance garments, thereby maximizing the profit through effective competitive positioning. If you look at Lululemon on the perceptual map, compared to their competition, you're going to see they position themselves based on the two important attributes that our Lululemon target customer is looking for: a high-performing garment and fashionable. Through their product patents, their products cannot be replicated, and they outperform the competitors in this niche market space of yoga fitness apparel. They built partnerships with local ambassadors in each market to use and promote their brand, while also building partnerships with leading fashion designers. With today's access to reviews and top 10 comparisons online, it becomes extremely important to create some type of differentiation in your market and in your product to help customers see why they should purchase your product. As you see in the case of Lululemon's, price is important, but remains a lesser factor in the success of the overall product sales and what the customer perceives value in. I'll discuss next week how building brand equity plays an important role in how consumers perceive your product and why someone's willing to pay more for a brand such as Lululemon. To finish this discussion, I want to provide you with a tool that will help you when you develop your differentiation strategy for your breakfast cereal product. By creating a unique selling proposition, you will help the buyer understand what makes your product different and unique from the competition. By answering these 4 questions and completing this template, you can create your USP statement. If we take a look at the Lululemon example, we can create a unique selling proposition for their yoga apparel based on the factors I reviewed. Completing the template, we can state, for educated, high-income, health-conscious women who are looking for workout apparel that has best functionality, comfort, and style, our product is yoga apparel that is most fashionable and top yoga instructor endorsed because it contains patented stretch and comfortable fabrics styled by the latest designers. This should answer the question why someone would purchase your product over all the other ones on the market. It helps separate you from the crowded competition that cannot meet these specific target market needs. So I hope this provides you with additional insight into how a company can be successful in a crowded marketplace by discovering a target market's needs and then addressing them better than any other competitor. By seeking out opportunities in the market and capitalizing on the company's strengths, you have a higher probability of long-term success that will hopefully cannot be quickly replicated by competition. Next week, I'll discuss how a company's brand plays an important role in driving the company's success and profitability. I'll review the components necessary to build a successful brand and marketing strategy and how you need to create crowd culture that resonates with your target market. Make sure as you complete your memo this week on your cereal proposal, you can clearly define your product's unique selling proposition as outlined on the template and why someone's going to be more interested in your cereal over all the other competitors on the shelves next to you. Using the brand template provided and the perceptual map to describe your cereal's positioning against competitors are 2 ways you can complete this project successfully. So good luck as you complete your assignment for this week, and don't hesitate to call if you have any questions. And I'll see you again in week 4.